recruiting update. So, and I'll start out with this. Might as well start out with it. Michael Fasusi is going to visit for the Kentucky game. Guys, that is a big deal. 6 months ago, I said if I could have anyone in this class that Texas could realistically get, I would choose Michael Fasusi. And I'll tell you why. We're going to lose Kelvin Banks. Cameron Williams has gotten back on track. There's a really good chance we lose him at right tackle. Jake Majors is gone. Hayden Connor's gone. DJ Campbell is the only one that I think might come back. Michael Fasusi is the type of recruit that can slide right into that left tackle position and play right away. Then you could have him at left tackle, Trevor Gooseby at right tackle, and then fill in the rest. I feel pretty good about that. We'll see what happens, but he is visiting, again, from Texas, 6'5", 295 pounds, and he is the Oklahoma commit. The best thing I can say about this is Oklahoma has struggled. Oklahoma is not going to go bowling. Oklahoma, there might be a chance they fire Bill Beanbo. We'll have to see. I know they have a really good relationship, but still, you're going to look at a 5-7 team, and if Texas goes to the college football playoff, a team that goes 11-1 or 11-2 or 12-1, I think that's a pretty obvious decision, especially if 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen leave and get drafted highly in the NFL draft. How can you say no to that if you're Michael Fasusi? I don't understand how you could. And plus, the money's going to be even. And playing time's going to be the same. Brother, if you are who you say you are and you are who your recruiting says you are, you'll slide in and play right away. I fully believe that. So it's a big get if Texas can get it. It was a big deal to get him back on campus. We have not done that since the summer. He kind of cut off talking to Texas when he committed Oklahoma, but he has started talking to Texas again. He is now going to come on campus for that Kentucky game. Guys, that makes this game even bigger. Show out for him. Push him. Try to get this flipped. You only have about 3 weeks left to do it, so we'll see what happens after this game. And, guys, I'm only going to concentrate on realistic possibilities. I'm going to tell you right now, Justice Terry is not a realistic possibility right now. Kevin Wynn is not a realistic possibility right now. It's just not going to happen. I knew that with Justice Terry. I'm telling you right now, he wanted to go to Georgia. That was a free meal ticket for him to go see Georgia again. That's all that was. I never thought he had any interest in Texas. This guy does. He has visited Texas multiple times on unofficial visits. I believe he has had an official visit. I'm not 100% sure. 4-star defensive lineman out of Georgia, Joseph Mbachu, 6'5", 275 pounds. It's going to be Georgia, Florida, or Auburn. I think Texas has trended beautifully in this recruitment. I said a couple months ago, I think he chooses Texas. I still stand by that. I think Joseph Mbachu ends up a Texas Longhorn. He isn't a Michael Fasusi type on the defensive line. He's going to need some seasoning. I think he'll play a little bit early on, 5 to 10% of your snaps. He'll get a lot early on in the season next year to get his development going. But this is a guy down the road that's going to be a phenomenal player. I really believe that. I love the measurements. I love what I see on film. He is a heavy-handed guy that can definitely pass rush a little, and he's definitely going to be able to stop the run very easily right away, honestly. So I think Texas does end up with him. I think he's one of our new commitments pretty soon. Right now we have 23 of them. I think he's going to be number 24, 25, or 26. I believe Joseph Mbachu does end up at Texas on the 40 acres. I really believe that. Next up, we'll talk about Chase Sims. Remember, his dad is a legacy, and Texas did not recruit him hard enough early on, so he is committed to Texas A&M. Like I said, guys, can this guy get over the fact that Texas recruited over him multiple times? Josiah Sharma, Myron Charles, Brandon Brown, all these guys were recruited over Chase Sims, and it's because he's a 3-star, but I still think there's a lot of development there, and I think he loves the University of Texas. I wish they would have went a little bit harder on him. Out of Texas, 6'2.5", 305 pounds. Again, a guy that's not going to play right away, but with the new scholarship rules and expanding and everything, I think it's great to have guys like this that you can stash on your roster for a year and a half before you have to throw them into playing time. And I wish Texas would have went a little bit harder, but it is what it is. Up until this point, I don't think there's a chance we get him unless we get him on campus. So far, he has not seemed to want to get a visit. He is in communication. He does seem to like Kenny Baker, but Kenny Baker is yet to get him on campus. So we'll see what happens with Chase Sims. I'm hoping we can get him on campus, guys. That would really be awesome if we get him on campus and try to convince him to get him to Texas. But I think it's going to be hard at this point, guys. It really is. We'll have to see about that. Next up, a new guy that has been in the fold for about 2.5 weeks now. Kellen Wiley, linebacker from Florida, 6'4", 225 pounds. He really loved his visit to Texas. He came during the Florida game. He loved the school. He loved the campus. He loved what he saw with the football team. And it's not just football. School is a big thing to him. And that's why I think Miami's a good school. If you guys don't know, Miami, Florida is a good school. It's a private school. It's a good school. And it's going to be It's going to be Miami of Florida or Texas. I think Texas is trending positively right now. I think I said Miami was up 65-35. I think it's totally a 50-50 coin flip as of this moment. This guy to me is a Mo Blackwell on steroids type guy. He can line up on the inside. He can line up on the outside. He can put his hand in the dirt. I think he will be able to put his hand in the dirt at some point. 6'4", 225 pounds. Put 15, 20 pounds on him, and I think he could be a real freak off the edge for certain plays. So I really like this guy, and I'd love to have him in the fold. It would give us a lot of defensive versatility with Smith the Robo, Kellen Wiley, and those guys. Elijah Bo Barnes, I think that he could rush the passer pretty well. So it's going to be very interesting, guys. I think these are the next, 4 guys that you're looking at that Texas could add on top of Michael Terry. That would be my 5 guys that I could see Texas getting. Everyone else, honestly, at this point is kind of a pipe dream. Maybe Dorian Bruce gets thrown in that bag as well. But those would be the 5 to 6 guys that I could see Texas landing. Everyone else, I just don't see unless they throw a complete surprise on us during signing day, which they have done. The staff has done that. So that definitely could happen.